The Kepler station's water distribution center buzzed with its usual morning chaos. Lieutenant Marcus Rivera adjusted his environmental suit's filtration system as he queued behind a group of Vexery merchants. The tall, crystalline beings chattered in their musical language, their translucent bodies refracting the artificial sunlight streaming through the station's dome. At the front of the line, a commotion erupted. "Move aside, contaminated one," hissed Thex, the Vexery water keeper, his voice crackling through the translation matrix. "Your presence taints our sacred resource." Marcus craned his neck to see who had drawn the alien's ire. A slight figure hunched near the water dispensary, humanoid but clearly not human. Her skin bore the telltale gray-green mottling of a syntherian, one of the genetically modified humans created during the Mars terraforming project 3 centuries ago. Her enhanced lungs and modified blood chemistry allowed her to process trace toxins that would kill baseline humans, making her people invaluable for hazardous environment work. "Please," the Syntherian woman whispered, her voice barely audible above the crowd's murmur. "I've been working the reactor maintenance for 18 hours. I just need..." "Nothing for your kind," Thex's assistant, another Vexery, stepped forward menacingly. "The purity accords are clear. Modified genetics cannot contaminate our water supply." Marcus felt his jaw clench. The Purity Accords, a recent interspecies treaty that classified various human subspecies as genetically compromised, had been spreading like wildfire through the outer systems. What started as a Vexery religious doctrine had somehow gained political traction among several alien races who feared human adaptability. The Syntherian woman swayed on her feet, clearly dehydrated. Her enhanced metabolism required more water than baseline humans, especially after prolonged exposure to radiation in the reactor core. "The medical bay is 3 sectors away," she pleaded. "I won't make it." "Not our concern, hybrid," Thex dismissed her with a crystalline gesture. Marcus stepped out of line, his heavy boots echoing against the metal floor. Every eye in the distribution center turned toward him as he approached the water keeper's station. "Excuse me," he said, his voice carrying the authority of someone accustomed to being obeyed. "There seems to be a misunderstanding." Thex's faceted eyes focused on Marcus's uniform insignia. "Human military personnel receive standard allocation. Present your identification." "That won't be necessary." Marcus unclipped his personal water flask from his belt, a military-grade container holding 2 liters of purified H2O. Without hesitation, he handed it to the Syntherian woman. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. The woman stared at the flask as if it were made of pure platinum. "I can't," she whispered. "This violates the Accords. They could ban you from..." "Let them try," Marcus replied loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Last I checked, sharing water wasn't a crime. And last I checked, she's as human as I am, just better adapted for dangerous work that keeps this station running." Thex's crystalline body flared with indignation. "The Accords clearly state..." "The Accords," Marcus interrupted, "don't supersede basic decency. Or military jurisdiction over human personnel." He turned to address the entire crowd. "Anyone who wants to challenge my decision can take it up with Fleet Command." The Syntherian woman unscrewed the flask with trembling hands and took a careful sip. Relief flooded her features as the precious liquid reached her parched throat. "Thank you," she breathed. "My name is Dr. Kira Walsh. I'm the Chief Reactor Engineer. Lieutenant Marcus Rivera. And you're welcome, Doctor." He emphasized her title, making it clear to everyone present that this wasn't some common labor they were denying water to. As Dr. Walsh finished drinking, Marcus noticed something interesting. Several other humans in the crowd, miners, technicians, even a few colonial administrators, had begun reaching for their own water containers. A young maintenance worker stepped forward and offered his canteen to an elderly Martian settler who'd been refused service earlier. Thex's assistant moved to intervene, but the water keeper raised a crystalline hand to stop him. The alien's faceted eyes studied Marcus with something that might have been respect. Your species never fails to surprise us, Lieutenant, Vex said finally. Perhaps the Accords require revision. Marcus nodded curtly and helped Dr. Walsh to her feet. As they walked away together, he heard the sound of more water containers being shared behind them. Sometimes, he reflected, revolution began with something as simple as a flask of water.